Hi everybody, hope all of you are well, and today I will continue your chapter, that is mole concept and stoichiometry. So today I will discuss the percentage composition. Percentage composition. From class 9 I hope that you have the idea about percentage composition. Till I am discussing the percentage composition of a compound is the percentage by weight of each element present in the compound. Percentage of an element in a chemical compound is the number of parts by weight of it present in 100 parts by weight of the compound. So percentage composition of an element is equal to, percentage composition of an element is equal to the number of atoms of the element, number of atoms of the element into the atomic mass of that element divided by the molecular mass of the compound into 100. If I discuss one example, then you can easily understand. That is the calculate the percentage. Question is given that calculate the percentage of nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen and oxygen in ammonium nitrate. NH4NO3. Okay. Here relative molecular mass are given, that ammonium nitrate, that relative molecular mass, relative of ammonium nitrate is equal to 80. It is given. Okay. And the atomic weight of hydrogen is equal to 1, nitrogen is equal to 14 and oxygen is equal to 16. It is given. Now we have to calculate. Okay. So the percentage of nitrogen will be, first we have to calculate the number of elements. Okay. Or the total mass of the nitrogen in 1 mole of NH4NO3. So total mass of nitrogen in 1 mole of NH4NO3, that will be equal to 2 into 14 gram, that will be 28 gram. So the percentage of nitrogen will be, percentage of nitrogen, that the number of element into atomic mass we have done, that is 28 gram. 28 divided by 80 into 100. So if you calculate it, we will get 35%. Next we want to calculate the percentage composition of oxygen. Now first we have to calculate the total mass of oxygen in 1 mole of NH4NO3. So total mass of oxygen in 1 mole NH4NO3. Okay. So it will be equal to 1 oxygen is equal to 16. So 3 into 16, that is 48 gram. So what will be the percentage of oxygen? So the percentage of oxygen will be 48 divided by the total molecular mass 80 into 100. And if we calculate it, we will get the value 60%. Okay, so in this way we can easily calculate the percentage composition. You will practice the other examples from your book. Already many problems are solved, okay, that you will practice. And practice makes you perfect. Next we will discuss the empirical formula and molecular formula. So we know that empirical formula is the formula of a compound which gives the simple whole number ratio of the atoms of various elements present in one molecule of the compound. Suppose if we take one example like C6H12O6. So here we have to take the ratio, okay, that is the carbon is to hydrogen is to oxygen. We will get 6 is to 12 is to 6. That means 1 is to 2 is to 1. So formula is coming CH2O. Now this CH2O is called the empirical formula of glucose. Understand? So this is the empirical formula of glucose. Understand? Next we will discuss the empirical formula mass. So the sum of the atomic mass of various atoms present by the empirical formula of the compound is known as empirical formula mass. Suppose in case of that glucose, that is C6H12O6. So here what will be the empirical formula mass? Empirical formula is the empirical formula is equal to CH2O. So empirical formula mass is equal to 12 plus 2 plus 16. That is 30. Okay. So in this way we can calculate the empirical formula mass. Next we will discuss the molecular formula. Okay. Now what is molecular formula, you know? It is the formula of a compound which represents not only the relative number of atoms of each element but also the actual number of atoms of various elements present in one molecule of the compound. So in case of molecular formula, the actual number of atoms are present. Okay. Now there is one relation between the molecular formula and empirical formula. So that relation is molecular formula is equal to N into empirical formula. Okay. Now in this case, if we take the one example of glucose, then we can easily establish. Already we have done that the molecular formula of glucose C6H12O6 and empirical formula of glucose, that is CH2. Now here we can easily calculate N. What is N? N is equal to molecular formula mass divided by empirical formula mass. Now here we have to calculate the molecular formula mass of glucose. So molecular formula mass of glucose will be 12 into 6 plus 12 plus 16 into 6. If we calculate, we will get the value 180. And just now we have calculated the empirical formula mass, that is 30. So the value of N is equal to 6. So from here we can easily write that C6H12O6 is equal to 6 into CH2. So molecular formula is equal to N into empirical formula. Understand? So in this way we can easily understand the relation as well as establish the relation between the molecular formula and empirical formula. Next we will discuss one problem on this percentage composition based on this molecular formula and empirical formula. In your book many problems are already solved. Okay, you practice from book. And here I am taking one example from your book. Okay, the problem also came in the year ICSE 2011. So problem is given that an organic compound with vapor density is equal to 94 contains carbon is equal to 12.67%, hydrogen 2.13%, and bromine 85.11%. Okay, find the molecular formula. Here atomic mass is supplied that carbon is equal to 12, hydrogen is equal to 1 and bromine is equal to 80. To solve this type of numericals we have to make one table first. Okay, then we can easily able to solve this type of problem. First one is given that vapor density of the compound is given, that is equal to what is given 94. So we know that n is equal to 2d. So molecular mass will be 2 into 94. 2 into 94 means it is coming as 188. Okay, now we have to draw the table. First one will write element. Second one is the percentage composition. Third one will write atomic mass. In this way we will make a table. Next, fourth one is the relative number of atoms. Relative number of atoms. Next is given the simple whole number ratio. Simple whole number ratios. Now element, first carbon. What is the percentage of carbon ever given? 12.67. Next one is given the hydrogen. Hydrogen is 2.13. And next one is given that bromine. Bromine is 85.11. Okay. Now what are the atomic masses supplied? Carbon 12, hydrogen 1 and bromine 80. Next, to find out the relative number of atoms, we have to divide it 12.67 divided by 12. If we divide, we will get 1.06. Next one, that 2.13 we have to divide it by the atomic mass 1, we will get 2.13. Next one is the bromine percentage, that is 85.11 divided by 80, we will get the value 1.06. Next, what to do? Here the minimum number, that is 1.06, we have to divide it each. So 1.06 divided by 1.06, we get 1. 2.13 divided by 1.06, we will get the value 2. and 1.06 divided by 1.06 will get the value 1. So from here we can easily write the empirical formula. So empirical formula will be equal to that CH2Br. From here we can easily understand that percentage of carbon is to hydrogen is to bromine is equal to 1:2:1. So that will be CH2Br. Okay. So from here we can write the empirical formula mass. If we calculate the empirical formula mass, that we will get 94. Carbon is 12, hydrogen is 2, hydrogen 2, 12 plus 2 plus 80, 94. So from here we have to calculate the N. N will be that the molecular mass divided by empirical formula. Molecular mass we have already calculated 188 divided by 94. Then we will get the value 2. So from here we know that the molecular formula is equal to N into empirical formula. So molecular formula is equal to 2 into that CH2Br. That will be equal to C2H4Br2. So that will be the molecular formula of that compound. So in this way we can easily solve this type of problems where in question the molecular formula and empirical formula will be asked. Okay, that you will practice from book, and again next class we will discuss more examples. Okay, and the last portion of this chapter is the calculation based on chemical equation. A balanced chemical equation gives the quantitative relationship between the masses of the reactants and products, and the calculation of relative amounts of substance in balanced chemical reaction is called stoichiometry. Stoichiometry means balanced equation. So from balanced equation we can get the idea about what amount of reactant is reacting and what amount of product is producing in a reaction. Okay. Next, for this type of problems, that the calculation based on chemical equation, we will discuss one problem from your book. Question is given that 4.5 moles of calcium carbonate, 4.5 moles of calcium carbonate are reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid. Are reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay. First one is given, question number 1, that write the equation for the reaction. Write the equation for the reaction. So here you have to write the balanced equation. Okay. So calcium carbonate is reacting with HCl, forming calcium chloride plus H2O plus CO2. Now this will be the answer of your first question. Next, question number 2. Question number 2 is given, what is the mass of 4.5 moles of calcium carbonate? what is the mass of 4.5 moles of calcium carbonate. Okay. So from here we have to calculate the 1 mole mass of calcium carbonate. So if we calculate the 1 mole of calcium carbonate mass, that will be equal to 100. Okay, AMU, or we can write in gram, 100 gram. Okay. Now for 4.5 mole of calcium carbonate, mass will be 100 into 4.5 gram, that will be 450 gram of calcium carbonate. That will be the answer of your second question. Next, third question is there. What is the volume of carbon dioxide liberated STP? Third question is given. What is the volume of carbon dioxide liberated at STP? Okay. Now in this case, we have to write the equation again. Okay. From the equation we can easily understand that calcium carbonate 1 mole is reacting with 2 mole of HCl, forming calcium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Now we can write that from 1 mole calcium carbonate, 1 mole calcium carbonate at standard temperature and pressure and at STP, okay, gives how much carbon dioxide? 1 mole, that is 22.4 liters at STP. So your question is given that what volume of carbon dioxide liberated at STP. So here the amount of calcium carbonate we have taken, that is 4.5 mole. So 4.5 mole calcium carbonate gives 22.4 into 4.5 liters at STP. If we calculate, then we will get the value 100.8, okay, liter at STP. Next, another question is given that what mass of calcium chloride is formed. Question number 4 is given, what mass of calcium chloride is formed. So here we have to calculate from this equation we can understand from 1 mole calcium carbonate, 1 mole calcium chloride is formed. So if we calculate the mass of calcium chloride, then we can understand that 1 mole calcium carbonate gives 1 mole calcium chloride, that will be equal to 111 gram. So 4.5 moles calcium carbonate will give that 4.5 mole calcium chloride. So 111 into 4.5 gram. So if we calculate, we will get the value, that is 499.5 gram. 499.5 gram. Okay. Next, question number 5. Question number 5 is given, how many moles of HCl are used in this reaction? How many moles of HCl are given in this reaction or are used in this reaction. So how many moles of HCl are used in this reaction? So from here we can easily calculate 1 mole calcium carbonate required 2 mole HCl. So 1 mole calcium carbonate requires 2 mole HCl. So 4.5 mole calcium carbonate will require 2 into 4.5 moles HCl. If we multiply 2 into 4.5, that is 9 moles HCl. Okay. So in this way we can easily calculate the question asked. Okay, that chemical equation based problems. Okay, if we write the balanced equation properly. Okay. So from here we can easily understand how the problems from this chapter will be solved. Generally in your exam, every year one Gay-Lussac's law, that is the combining volumes, one problem will come, and from the mole concept you have to practice problems. Next there is percentage composition problem, that also you have to practice. Then molecular formula and empirical formula based problem is there, that also you have to practice properly. This problem also may come in your exam. And finally this last part of this chapter, that is the numericals based on the chemical equations. Here the important thing is that sometimes the equation may not be given, so you have to write the equation first, then you have to balance, then from the questions you will able to solve the problems. Okay, so hope you will practice this type of problems, okay, from your book. Those who are given, okay, in exercise, here it is not possible to discuss all problems of the exercise. If you have any question, okay, or any problems, if you are not able to solve from the exercise, then you can send me email and I will solve you. Okay, no problem. So today up to this. Okay, next day I will discuss more from this chapter, more problems or numericals from this chapter.